Good afternoon. I feel like I'm a kid on Christmas Eve, the night before HoopsFest starts, so thank you very much for all coming along. Look, this afternoon we are very, very excited to announce our BoomBox. It's been a lot of work that's gone into it, and we're excited with the incredible support of Coca-Cola to bring the BoomBox for the first time ever to RAC Arena. Now, music in the sport of basketball is really important. It's one of our unique competitive advantages, that we have a lot of sport connected in with music and fashion and sneakers. We know so much of the players' preparation involves listening to music, and to be able to showcase some incredible musical talent on the weekend is going to be fantastic. So Hayden James, we know, is an incredible DJ, such a big following. We're excited to have him here on Thursday and Sunday. Slumberjack playing Friday night, West Australian zone. So we're excited about what he can bring. We think that it's going to be a great opportunity to have a new element to basketball, to have incredible WNBL athletes, like you can see behind me with Caitlyn and Anneli, as well as incredible NBL athletes with Will and Marcus, with some fantastic music. We know we're going to have Sneakerland that'll bring that whole culture to life for basketball, and certainly when you look at the HoopsFest ball, thanks to Spalding, it's going to be a great experience. So tickets have been selling unbelievably well, and in fact we're only a couple of hundred tickets away from selling out both tomorrow night and Friday night's game. So bring along all your friends and family, go to hoopsfest.com.au, and we can't wait for an incredible few days ahead for the first time ever here in Perth, Western Australia.
Does it look better than you thought it would when you were given the designs?
It did. I was frankly a little bit nervous about how it would come up. First, I didn't know how many kids know what a BoomBox was, but no, I'm absolutely thrilled. This has exceeded our expectations, and it just gives a unique point of difference for music and what that means for our sport, and to be able to showcase this in front of a big broadcast audience, both nationally and around the world, for the incredible support the West Australian Government have given us. I'm really pleased to be able to bring this to life.
Will the graphics be moving during the game, or will they freeze and stay in?
No, they'll be moving. We're going to have music playing. They'll go so much with the beat of the music, and particularly during timeouts and half-time, quarter-time breaks. But I think that's part of the music and atmosphere that we have in basketball, and you'll see music played out of there. So it's going to be an incredible experience. I encourage everyone to jump onto hoopsfest.com.au. Come down, there's still a few tickets left. It's going to be amazing.
How much revenue are we expecting this to bring in?
Yeah, look, our focus very much has been, it's a proof of concept. Year one, very similar to what I was able to do it with Gather Round in the AFL. We want to make sure we can test it and learn it. It is very unique compared to lots of those other sports, because you've got men's, you've got women's, you've got 32 under 18 teams coming from all around the country. Sneakerland, we've got Carmelo Anthony, Kenny Smith coming, NBA basketball without borders, and so all of that investment's pretty sizable. So we're certainly not going to walk out of here with pockets full of gold. But the most important thing for us is that everyone attends, has an incredible time, and then we look forward to hopefully coming back here in future years.
Do you have like a ballpark though?
A lot of those are commercial in confidence, so we won't go through into details, but I can't thank the West Australian Government enough, the City of Perth. We've had incredible support from our partners across NBL, WNBL, but we hope that the people of Western Australia will be able to embrace it in the way that we absolutely designed it.
So you lose seats with that there, and some of the curtains obviously be down as well. So what's capacity for in this situation right now?
Yeah, so for Thursday night, we'll have about a 5,500 capacity. That was a very deliberate decision from us. So yes, we do lose a few seats there, but we think it adds to the spectacle. And to have two West Australian, non-Western Australian teams be close to a sellout, we couldn't have imagined that when we started. So to be able to have this atmosphere, and then Friday night, full house with the Wildcats, that hopefully will be a sellout too. It's going to be a great way to launch HoopsFest.
Do you know what the capacity is, once again, for the Wildcats game when you take those seats out?
Yeah, it's a bit over 12,000.
How much do tickets start at?
Yeah, $29 for adults. I think great value for families as well. And we know that coming into these cost of living challenges, that we wanted to make sure is very affordable. So compared to any other entertainment proposition, to come and see two incredible games, the incredible WNBL athletes and playing in a double header with the NBL, we think that's a great value for all of the families to come.
A non-Wildcats game to sell out. What does that say to you as the boss of the NBL?
Yeah, look, one, we're really proud. Two, it says about the fantastic support of basketball in Western Australia, and to see thousands of people come across the border. We've had people come from all over the states in Australia as well as international. Just shows the power of basketball. And again, I'm a big believer in the sport coming together as one. So it's not just an NBL story. We've got NBL, WNBL, NBA, athletes, under 18 champs all coming together. It really makes us think about the power of basketball, and who knows, maybe there's a time down the track where there might be another NBL team in Perth as well.
In WA. Well, with that sort of crowd, I suppose that gives you encouragement, doesn't it? Does it sort of feed into that?
Yeah, absolutely it does. I mean, we were very deliberate with the schedule to be able to have a grand final rematch as the first game, and obviously the Tassie Melbourne United grand final series was probably the best that we've ever had in our history. So we're very deliberate to start strong going into a Wildcats game, but what it just shows, I think we've got some great momentum as a sport, and when the sport comes together in a place like Perth where there's such great passion for basketball, it seems like a really good mix.
Is this expected to draw a crowd interstate or even internationally at all?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've had a couple of thousand people already who have bought tickets. We don't fully understand how many are going to come until obviously those tickets turn up, but we've been thrilled to see how many people have actually travelled. And it's a pretty short run. We only had a few months' notice for the announcement. And we've been working very closely with Tourism WA, who have been fantastic supporters, but that economic contribution is really important for the WA government. So it's a metric we've been driving really hard.
Sounds like next level from an average Wildcats game, and especially on Friday night. They've got the footy on telly, but it sounds like you'll be sold out as well.
Yeah, it's and I think one of the unique things with the Wildcats game is it's not a member-based game, so everyone's had to buy tickets for that. So that gives us confidence that people will turn up, but also the power to have another home game for the Wildcats is a great way to start the season. Obviously, new ownership. There's some pretty incredible results of players last year. Someone like Alex Sarr going number 2 in the draft. That we think it's really setting up for a strong season ahead for the Wildcats and for the whole WNBL and NBL as well.
And what do you got planned for Carmelo? I presume you've got something special up your sleeve, is it?
Yeah, so Carmelo will be coming to the game tomorrow night. So again, for those people who love Carmelo Anthony, a 10-time NBA All-Star, again, encourage you to get those last couple of tickets. He's doing a lot of work around town, so you'll see him here Thursday night and Friday night as well. We've got Kenny Smith, we've got the whole NBA Basketball Without Borders, but Carmelo's really excited about coming here, and he's got some good memories about some of his visits with Australia or playing Australia, but he's pumped to be here, and we're already getting messages from him about what's it going to be like, what will the games be like, and I know the players will look forward to playing in front of him too.
Perfect. Let's get some.
Questions for Anneli? Anneli, you want to step up?
Yes.
All good.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
For the photographers.
That one?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you at the back, whoever that was, trying to get the ball to go. Yeah.
What's
Sorry.
it going to mean for you to play here? You haven't played. What?
Yeah, no, I've never played at RAC before. Any involvement I've had with this stadium, I'm usually doing the sideline commentary. So I'm really excited, to play in front of a big crowd like this, and also to have the exposure for the WNBL and for female athletes. I think it's pretty important. And that's pretty dope too. So yeah.
You into that? You into Aiden James?
Yeah. I mean, it's all music. I like. He was saying the basketball culture piece, with music and shoes and basketball. It all kind of melds into the one, and I think it's really important to have that that culture piece shown throughout both men's and women's basketball. So yeah, it'll be a really cool, fun time. We're enjoying ourselves out on the court, so hopefully it adds to the whole experience for people who do come to watch. Yeah.
And you've got a pretty close to full strength squad. Your opponents have got a young group. How do you think you'll start your pre-season, given it's one day in?
Yeah, so we started pre-season today. So tomorrow, it's like I said, it's all about us enjoying ourselves. And I personally think playing games is way more fun than training. So the fact that we get to play games so early on in our preseason experience, that's so fun. And like you said, a lot of teams are bringing a lot of young players. We have a lot of young players that are getting the call to suit up and stuff. That's so great for them. It's not very often that the DPs and the train-on players or the academy players even get the exposure to play in a WNBL game. So now they're getting to do it in pre-season this early on in a stadium like this. I wish I got the opportunity to do something like that when I was 17. So yeah, it'll be really good. It'll still be such high quality of games. Like you said, it will be really enjoyable.
What kind of a message do you think this sends to young girls that are aspiring basketball players to see someone like you play in a big stadium like this?
Well, I mean, you can't be what you can't see, right? So to have us on a stage that is equal to our male counterparts, that's super important. I know that as a young girl, I never really got to see that, and I think that we are such strong, powerful, incredible athletes, and such strong, powerful, incredible women, and we do so much stuff off court as well. And to get the exposure to be able to see us play in a stadium like this and alongside our male counterparts is super important. And to have the support of, having the support of the WNBL is amazing, but most of the time, for female sport to go the next step, we need to have the support of the men and the NBL to get that exposure. And I'm really proud to be playing here and to have the support of both leagues and to be working together. And then you have the junior champs. It's pretty special, and I really hope that some of the girls and young women that do come to the game, they see us running around and they think about what they can do in the future and are not thinking about the ceilings that are set on them or the hurdles they have to jump over to just be a full-time female athlete. They're looking at us thinking oh wow, I can't wait to do that in the future, or maybe it inspires someone to actually start playing basketball and join at a club level. So so that's the goal. Always, that's always a part of what we do.
Cool.
Will?
Great answer.
Thank you.
Try and follow that up.
So we know that your club's going through a bit at the moment.
Yeah.
How's your health? How's the health of the squad feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Obviously, Shawnee's went down the other night in Singapore, so we're all feeling for him, and we'll do our best to support him and help him through his rehab process, but we're looking forward to getting him back up and running soon. And, for us, it's just next man up, who's going to step up and fill his role. And, we've got Lockie Barker coming back in, who was such a good piece for us last year. So we're looking forward to just ripping in tomorrow.
What do you think of you got Tassie on the boards right now? It's changing all the time. What's it going to be like? Have you stood out there and shot and seen what the background will be like, and is it different?
It's definitely different, but it'll be nice not having the red army with my big face or something in the background. So it'll be nice having a big ant running across the screen like that there for a change-up. But for the most part, you lock into the game, and my job's pretty easy. I just dunk the ball. So it's more the point guards and stuff that will be having some trouble maybe looking at the screen. But I think it's exciting. It'd be great for the fans, and it's something different, which is always fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Does it feel like a grand final replay to you as the winner?
It's different. Playing Melbourne in Perth, it's not something I thought I'd ever be doing, but it's cool. I think it's unique. It'd be cool to just see a sort of a mutual crowd, I guess, out here cheering for both teams, and I think it'll sort of level the playing field a little bit. And I'll get to play against Marcus again, which will be fun. So looking forward to that.
So suddenly coming up against him as a opponent, what's that going to be like?
Yeah, well, I'm kind of used to it. I trained against him every day for a year, and we had some good battles. I'm looking forward to it. There won't be too many laughs tomorrow, but it'll be a bit more serious. But for now, I miss him. I enjoy being around him. So it's been good.
Marcus?
What's up?
What's it going to be like for you that your entire team wants to get redemption and you don't?
I feel like I still do. I missed quite a bit of last year. I missed, last 3 games of the grand final, so I wasn't able to participate or help my team on the court this time. So this year, it's kind of something that I do want to do. So I feel like in the same boat as them.
Is it good to start against your former team?
It's great because I get to see them and recap with them. Big things happened this year with a whole bunch of weddings of both of our teams, and just being able to catch up and then battle it out once we get on the court.
and as an import, like seeing this sort of thing happen in Australia, have you seen anything like this around the world with all your travels and stuff like that?
I've never seen anything like this. This is unreal. This brings you back to college days, and this brings you all to what you enjoy and what you remember, like the fun time of basketball.
What do you enjoy about Western Australia?
The warmth. That was the greatest part. But in general, I think the best thing that makes Australia as a whole good is the people. And I think that's what we're celebrating here. It's not just basketball, but it's the people that bring all of us together. And as you see, we enjoy a common thing, and it's nice to see.
How would you describe to people who don't know basketball, someone like Carmelo Anthony being here?
It's honestly kind of a starstruck. It's kind of cool to see. Growing up, you see such an all-star like that, and then him able to come over and notice the great thing that's happening out here. I think it's something to show, and hopefully people can look up and see the great things that he did while on the courts, but also the great things he did off the court.
Does it feel like Australian basketball is starting to work out what it's all about in terms of why it's so big in America and going down that path a bit?
I think they've been doing that for a while, and the basketball world knows it, and I think it's been kind of like a big highlight on them, and I think that's what this is, a highlight of all the things they've done.
And Caitlyn, when you all got told that it was the young'uns who were going to get the opportunity, their introduction to your elite sporting career?
Yeah, it's super exciting. Like it was quite a shock, but we were all just like super excited that this is what we get to play in. You know, our introduction into the professional environment, and this is, you know, where we get to play. It's really quite amazing.
You come up against the grand finalists from last year and 3 Olympians in the team. Like, what's that going to be like opposing people who I would imagine have been your heroes?
Yeah, it's obviously very nerve-wracking, but it's also just, it's super cool. Like, you know, we might not get this opportunity in the WNBL, but to get to do it now, it's really just amazing. We look up to, you know, these girls, we idolise them, so get to play against them. You know, we're learning from them on the court as well. So it's a pretty amazing opportunity.
Is it intimidating or is it exciting? Or is it both?
Bit of both, bit of both. Intimidating and exciting, but maybe a little bit more intimidating than exciting.
What do you think about the extra hype and colour and stuff and where this is all going?
I think it's awesome. Like, it's such a cool environment, like bringing the basketball community together. It's just really cool to play in and to be around.
Do you have any messages for anyone who maybe is on the fence about coming over the next few days? What message would you have to them to encourage them?
I would just say, come get around basketball. Like, women's basketball is growing so much, and like to bring like the NBL and the WNBL together and all the basketball events that are happening in Perth right now, I think just come and get around it. It's such a cool place to be, such an amazing thing to be around. So.